اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. والصلاة والسلام على شفيع المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بالإحسان إلى يوم الدين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. صدق الله العلي العظيم. يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في كتاب الحديث: بني الإسلام على خمس: شهادة أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وحج البيت وصوم رمضان. Jamaatul Muslimun, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of the worlds. He is most gracious, most merciful. He is the master of King on the day of judgment. Thee alone we worship, and Thee alone we ask for help. Guide us on the straight path, the path of those whom You have favored, not on the path of those who earn Thy anger, or of those who go astray. Say, Allah is one. He is absolute. He neither begets nor He begotten, and there is none to compare unto Him. Salah and salam be on our holy and noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, his companions, and all those who follow his way of life until the day of judgment. I testify that there is no other being is worthy to be worshipped except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I do testify that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is truly His servant and messenger. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Quran: O you who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared, and die not unless you have submitted to His laws. Believing brothers in Islam, brothers and sisters in Islam, today is the first Jummah in the last month of the Islamic calendar, the month of Dhul Hijjah. We are in the beginning of the best 10 days for the year. In Ramadan, we all know that we have the 10 best nights in the month of Ramadan, the last 10 nights. But presently, we are in the best 10 days. I just want to remind myself and you, just briefly, that we should utilize most of our time dedicated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In a sense, not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala needs from us anything, but with a sense that we need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our lives. With that concept, we approach doing good deeds. One of the most One of the most good deed to do in this month is to read the Kitab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have blessed us with, the best guidance for mankind. Jamaatul Muslimun, it was just a reminder for myself first, and to you brothers and sisters. Today, inshallah, I want to talk a little about Salah, which is the second pillar of Islam. After we proclaimed that we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the next pillar is Salah. How important is Salah? I am asking questions, not for you to answer me, but for you to think about and answer in your heart. Not to judge, not to feel that anyone is better than another. We should understand clearly that if any time any one of us feels a little bit, just for a little, that we are better than the next brother or somebody else, for whatever reason, we should understand that that is the handiwork of Shaitan. A brief understanding, my dear brothers and sisters, we should understand in a way how serious it is for us. We should understand that Iblis, it has been reported that there is not 4 finger space that is left between the heavens and the earth where Iblis did not prostrate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is not 4 finger space that is left between the earth and the heavens that Iblis did not prostrate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was raised in ranks, and because of this feeling, just because of this feeling, that he feels that he is better than Adam alayhi salam, what happens? What happens when he was raised into ranks? He has been degraded. He would be at the bottomless of the hellfire. So we should not fall into that way. We should always remember, whenever we think a little bit that we are better than someone, we should remember Iblis, who is the devil. And we should try our utmost not to be in his trap. Jamaatul Muslimun, regarding Salah, which is the second pillar of Islam, I just want to deal with the concept. What is Salah? How should we approach Salah? What is the thinking we have? And let us try to understand the correct thinking we should have about Salah. How we should approach, the correct way, how we should approach Salah. We all know, if not all of us, most of us know, that Salah is the key for Jannah. Salah is the key for Jannah. Do we all believe that? Let us pause for a moment and think. A key, what does a key do? It is to open the door, to enter. We all know. How important is this key to us? Let us reflect. Let us all reflect. Many of us have cars. Let's assume that you have only one key for your car. And in going to work, you park your car and you forgot the key inside and you lock the car. And only one key is there. How would your day be at work? How much of the time your mind would be on how I will get to that key? Should I break the window? How would I get that key? How much effort when I'm supposed to work? How much of my mind is there for that key? How to get out that key when I come out from work? Everyone else will drive home. I will be left there. I have to figure out a way how to get my keys out. It is so important. Let us ask ourselves, well, Salah is the key for Jannah. How do you protect this key? How do you honor this key? How much protection will you give to it? How much protection did you give to your car keys? How often do you lock your keys in the car and forget about it? How much effort you take to ensure that that key is with you? Is it that way? Is it that way that you try to secure the key to Jannah, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given us? That Salah is the key to Jannah. Are we protecting that key? Could we compare our car to Jannah? Let us ask ourselves these questions. Answer it in our hearts. How much effort are we making to protect this key? To ensure that this key will be there to open Jannah for us to enter. Jamaatul Muslimun. The approach of Salah. Many of us, I am not saying about you, I always try to include myself. Many of us, we come to pray Salah. Why do we come to pray Salah? How do we accept Salah? Among us, some of us, we come to pray Salah. Oh, it is a fard. It is an obligation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh, let me come and pray Salah to throw this out from my back. Some of us come to pray Salah because some brothers told me to come. To be among the brothers. Which is partly good, but not for the Salah. Why and how should we approach Salah? When we come to perform Salah, check for example today, we come in the masjid to perform Salah, which is the key, which I emphasize is the key to Jannah. You fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you fear the punishment, you don't want Jahannam, you want Jannah. How much are you protecting this key? You and I. Let us evaluate ourselves. In today's time, many of us have cell phone. Many of us have cell phone. We come to the masjid, many of us have our cell phone with us. We took it out. We come inside the masjid. How important is our salah? That when we come into the masjid, which is the best place to be? Is the best place to be? Anytime you step out of the masjid, is a less better place to be. When you enter into the masjid, many took out their phone, their cell phone. They will look at the cell phone, look at TikTok, look at many things. That's how we as Muslims will behave when we come for Salah. Even to that, you and I may know that sometimes you heard the Imam says, Sami Allahu al-man hamida. And at that time, you heard the cell phone ringing. That's how much protection we take with our Salah, with this special key that is given to us. And then sometimes you hear the tone of the most vulgar song that's out there. We as Muslims, many of us have them as our ringtone. We come inside the masjid to perform Salah. Many of us forgot to turn off our cell phone. Is that how we should approach this key? Is that the way we want to protect this key that is given to us? What is salah? Many of us translate salah to be prayer. It's a specific prayer. But what it is, besides a key to Jannah, we should understand, my dear brothers, salah is a gift. Is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us. It's one of the most expensive, the most valuable gift from our Creator to us. It's the most valuable gift that is given to us. Are we prepared? Do we need it? You go, someone gives you a gift and says, brother, there is something expensive, or there is a ring, a gold ring inside, a big box. When you open this box, must be careful. How much effort will you take? Will you just crack the box carelessly so the ring could spill away? How careful would you? How much time? How careful would you be to open that box to get that gift? The same way, when salah is the best gift, how much time, how careful are we to do our salah? How careful are we? We come and we stand and we say, Allahu Akbar. We say Allahu Akbar. What are we saying? Every one of us know. We say Allahu Akbar to start off our salah. Allah is the greatest. All of us know that. Allah is the greatest. Is there any time that we stand for salah and we think that when I say Allahu Akbar, that I am saying from my heart that my Creator, my Maker, my Sustainer, the one that has full control over me, over my wealth, over my family, over my health, that the one that blessed me so that I could see, I could walk, I could lift my hands, I am proclaiming that He is the greatest. Do we ever think about that? Jamaatul Muslimun, I just want to give a little story about one of the Caliphs of Islam. A reference. At one time, he was struck with an arrow in his rib and was paining. They couldn't remove it. And they suggested that when he is in sujood, then they will remove that arrow. When he was in sujood, a companion went and removed that arrow without he shook, without he made a little shake. He did not even feel when the arrow was removed from him. When Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu was asked that, "Oh Ali radiallahu anhu, how did you concentrate towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that much?" What was his reply? "I want you and I to look at the goodness and how we could better our salah, how we could preserve this key that is given to us." What's the reply of Ali ibn Abi Talib? He said that when I stand for salah, I left everything behind. I left everything with my Creator. He is the greatest of protector. He decides what I will get, what I want. I have no concern about this world. I stand as though I am standing on the bridge of Sirat, the bridge of Pul Sirat. This is what Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu is saying. When I stand for salah, I leave everything behind. I stand as though I am standing on the bridge of Khutbah. I have the feeling as though Jannah is on my right side and Jahannam is on my left side. I also have the feeling that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in front of me. And although I could not see Him, I know without any doubt He sees me. Whenever I perform salah as though it is my last salah, that after this salah I may not have the opportunity to perform a next salah. Jamaatul Muslimun, I exhort myself first and you, when we approach salah as a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we have the key to open Jannah. Jamaatul Muslimun, let us take some of these examples, some of those thinking from Ali radiallahu anhu, and think about them in our salah, when we start our salah. Maybe with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we'll be more conscious in our salah. Did we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How much do we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Many of us have cars and we drive. You see the cops on the road, your cell phone rings. How many of you? How many of us will pick up the phone? Seeing the cops and pick up the phone, put it in our ears to talk. How many of us will do that? Or we drive and we go and there's a stoplight, and on top of that stoplight, it's a camera. Are you driving on the road and you're speeding and you saw far ahead, you saw a cop with a photo radar? What would you do? Instantly you will slam on the brakes. You won't be concerned much if that person behind comes and hit you from the back. That's how you fear the cop with the camera. Couldn't we understand that we should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala far more than that? And we should be concerned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is seeing us all the time. We heard in the Adhan, Jamaatul Muslimun, this topic is a very, very big topic. Salah. It's a very, very big topic for us to complete in one khutbah. But just I want to exhort myself and you that way how we should approach our salah. Just the approach. Jamaatul Muslimun, we understand that salah is the key to Jannah. We come for salah, we heard the muezzin say 5 times every day. On Jummah day 6 times. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. Come for salah, come for success. Salah is the success. Salah is success. Jamaatul Muslimun, many of us want to be successful by having a big house, lots of property, lots of land, good family, beautiful children, and we think that is success. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ, successful indeed are the believers. الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ, for those who establish salah. For those who establish salah. Jamaatul Muslimun, time is running out. Lastly, I want to say, I feel so compelled to quote this verse of Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةَ فَقَدْ فَازَ. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, is reminding us as Muslims, that for those of you who saved yourselves from the fire of Jahannam, for those of you who do the things that will save you from the fire of Jahannam and to gain Jannah, everlasting bliss, that is success. That is success. Salah is success. We come for Salah. We come for success. Jamaatul Muslimun, let us all make a special effort to protect this key that is given as a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us protect it. Let us preserve it. Let us come and stand as though it's the last prayer we are praying, that maybe we won't break to pray a next salah. Let us compete with one another as the way that the companions compete in doing good works. Let us compete that when we stand to pray salah, we recite the beautiful Quran. We finish our first salah, we are so happy. We will compete with one another to pray extra salah, extra sunnah. They are sunnah salah, they are nafil salah to pray also. Let us ask ourselves finally, you and I, do we really want to gain the success from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which He has bestowed upon us, did we appreciate it? What way do we appreciate it? By just being careless about it? Jamaatul Muslimun, I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inculcate in our hearts, inculcate strong iman, strong conviction that we are ready today to start protecting this great key which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us as a gift. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase us in iman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the temptations of shaitan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cause us to be among the righteous. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive each and every one of us for whatever wrong we have done, openly or hiddenly, big or small. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive each and every one of us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through His mercy bless each and every one of us and grant us a place in His paradise. بارك الله فينا ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعنا وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم إنه تعالى جواد كريم ملك بر رؤوف رحيم. الحمد لله الذي نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره الكافرون ولو كره المشركون ولو كره المنافقون. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. خصوصا على سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق رضي الله عنه وعلى سيدنا عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله تعالى عنه وعلى سيدنا عثمان بن عفان رضي الله تعالى عنه وعلى سيدنا علي بن ابي طالب رضي الله تعالى عنه. اللهم اغفر لي ولوالدي ولمن تولد ولجميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الاحياء منهم والاموات انك مجيب دعوات برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر اعداء الدين وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين في فلسطين. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين في غزه. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين في غزه. اللهم اعز الإسلام والمسلمين في أفغانستان وفي العراق وفي الهند وفي مصر. اللهم اعز الإسلام والمسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم اعز الإسلام والمسلمين في كل مكان. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسولك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم ولذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأولى وأعز وأجل وأتم وأتم وأكبر. وأقيموا الصلاة.